The media in the US, the United States, is the enemy of the people. They refuse to act with any kind of morals, any kind of guidelines for how to report the so called news, the so called happenings of the country and the world to the people. And they're just concerned with money, getting money from companies, corporations, and politicians. Giving money to political campaigns of their friends, the people who are high ranking in these companies, these media companies. I'm sure it's like this other places too, but I don't know other places as much as I do, so I'm going to speak about the US. Now, there's this thing that everyone is doing now where they're calling everything a mass shooting. Um, I'm about 40 years old, and when the first big mass shooting at Columbine happened, I remember it was a big thing because although that type of thing had happened, it seemed like it was a new dynamic. You know, these people had this manifesto and they had this certain type of way they were dressing, and, you know, they were just going to shoot people randomly because they just wanted to cause chaos. And that's what was scary about it. Um, and that's what we understood was a mass shooting. Now, lately, every time someone gets shot, and it's more than a few people, if it's more than three, four, five people, um, they're calling it a mass shooting, no matter what the circumstances of the gunfight are. And that's what a lot of this, the vast majority of these shootings are, is just gunfights. There's always been gunfights in the United States. Um, they used to just call it shooting up the club. There's been numerous songs about people who go around, they get in arguments, and they just have guns and they shoot up the clubs. And at most of these places, they check for weapons because there used to always be people shooting up the club, and there always has been for quite a long time, even in the early 20th century. So, um, violence is actually getting better, and but there are some people just don't really care where they are when they start shooting, so people get hurt because this huge crowd like this, huge crowds like these gather to quote unquote have fun, to do these debaucherous things, drink and shake their butts on each other and have sex, look for sex partners. And there's way more people in the world. I don't know. It's just the intelligence level of the United States and the world. I think the average is about 100, which isn't terribly low, but it is not high at all. So it's very easy to fool people, and I don't think you should just take advantage of people for money. Let's get into this video.
This morning, newly released video captures the moment gunshots rang out in Philadelphia. The massive crowd seen fleeing a popular nightlife area Saturday night as gunfire kills 3 people and leaves 11 others wounded.
Horrendous and unthinkable acts happen.
Just hours later,
What the hell did they include that clip for? They wanted to show that lady's face? Horrendous and unthinkable acts happened. You know, just so insincere.
in Chattanooga, Tennessee, police say 12 more people were injured and 2 others killed by gunfire at a nightclub.
Once again, and it looks like this is a white neighborhood. One's a black neighborhood, so-called black, and one's a so-called white neighborhood. Worlds apart. And everybody has to panic. That's the point. Everybody has to panic because when people panic, they start buying. Now, what we're supposed to buy, I could get into that. The way we're supposed to behave, I could get into that. I don't know. But we're being herded like sheep, like goats, like cattle, by panicking, by creating these events that make people panic. And I'm not saying they're not real, like some of these crazy people on YouTube, because they are real, the vast majority. But the way this stuff is being reported is outrageous. These are just people shooting up the club. They get angry, they get in arguments, and they shoot up the club. They're shooting at somebody specific. You know? Let's watch a little bit more and see what these people are talking about.
But there's definitely more than one.
The back-to-back deadly shootings capping a weekend of gun violence across the nation. Since Friday, there have been 13 mass shootings across the country, according to the gun.
No, there haven't. I'm telling you, they're saying anytime there's more than a few people that get shot, they're calling it a mass shooting, and that's just so dishonest. Now, the thing in Buffalo where the guy was racist and had black people's names written all over his gun, and he has a manifesto, and he goes to a supermarket and starts killing old people randomly. Yeah. Well, not even randomly. He was literally looking around for black people, so-called black people, and just shooting them. That's a mass shooting. Okay? But when people get into arguments and start shooting at each other in public and other people get hurt, that's not a mass shooting. The thing in Texas, that was a mass shooting. The child was just angry, and he went, and even though he didn't have a reason, he went to an elementary school and started shooting children. That's a mass shooting. It wasn't an argument. It wasn't a conflict. It wasn't any alcohol involved in some kind of crazy environment where people are partying and stuff and people get out of control. No. That's a mass shooting. All right, let's move on.
Violence Archive, which defines mass shootings as 4 or more shot, not including the shooter. On Saturday, 8 injured and 1 dead in Phoenix, and in Somerton, South Carolina, 1 person was killed and 7 others injured, including 5 minors.
I am furious, not just for my neighborhood, for the whole country.
It all comes less than...
You see this? Look, when I was in middle school, they found a body in the dumpster in the back of the middle school. We didn't even get out of school. People were just talking about it for like a week, and then everybody forgot about it. You know? I remember being in middle school, and I'm from I went to very rough schools to a certain degree. But yeah, I remember being in middle school, and we walk outside, and there was a SWAT team raiding the house across the street from the school, and we had an open campus in my middle school. But we could just, on lunch hour, we could just leave and go somewhere, go get food and all this type of stuff. So yeah, we walked outside, and there was a SWAT team raiding our house with a huge M16. You know, we just went on and got our food and kept walking. Now this lady's crying. Let's go back. Look at this lady. This is a grown woman. Why is she acting like this? Let's go back.
1 dead in Phoenix, and in Somerton, South Carolina, 1 person was killed and 7 others injured, including 5 minors.
I am furious, not just for my neighborhood, for the whole country.
It all comes less than 2 weeks after a lone gunman killed 19 children and 2 teachers at Robb Elementary in Uvalde, Texas.
He looks right back at me with that evil look, and I see this rifle.
Cody Briseño tells NBC News he locked eyes with the shooter moments before the gunman began his rampage inside the school.
I feel guilty, man, because, I couldn't stop him.
The immense pain felt in Uvalde, Buffalo, Tulsa, and a growing number of other communities has heightened pressure on Congress, as top lawmakers say they hope to present a bipartisan gun reform package by the end of the week. Some on both sides are cautiously optimistic.
It feels to me like we are closer than we've been since I've been in the Senate.
It's a test of the federal government as to whether we can deliver at a moment of just fierce anxiety amongst the American public. So we're closer than ever before.
Now, if you watch some of my other videos, you might have seen the one about men who shave all of their facial hair off their faces every day. And so take a look at how many of these people that you're going to see are hairless cats, I call them.
And on Wednesday, victims, relatives, and survivors from both Buffalo and Uvalde are set to testify before Congress. And just this morning, actor Matthew McConaughey, who was born in Uvalde, is out with an op-ed calling for changes that he says will prevent gun violence, including raising the age limit to buy assault rifles to 21 and instituting a national waiting period for assault rifle purchases, Savannah.
Okay.
That's an actor. That guy's an actor. He's not, who is that guy? Who the fuck is this dude? Why is he talking about what we should do with guns? You're an actor. You pretend to be superheroes in movies for money. People are strange. Listening to these acting hairless
gun
cats.
violence, including raising the age limit to buy assault rifles to 21 and instituting a national waiting period for assault rifle purchases, Savannah.
And Gabe, do police in Philly have any more information about what sparked this shooting?
Look at her with her fake concerned
Certainly,
face.
Savannah, they're looking into this right now, but right now what they think is that one of the men who died had apparently gotten into a fight with another man. Both of them opened fire, and that's when multiple people started shooting. Investigators believe possibly as many as 5. But so far, Savannah...
Do you see what I'm saying? That's not a mass shooting. That's a gunfight. And it's really, really, really irresponsible, disgusting. It's outrageous. It's hateful to be able to do this. You fucking hairless cats. To be able to sit up here and make this woman cry on national TV because she has a low intelligence level and she may be alone. She's probably kicked all the men out of her life because she wants to be free and she wants to, you know, that she's been told that men are oppressed. Who knows what these people is on their mind? They're ruining your family. The media is ruining your life, and people need to stop listening to what they're telling them. You know, they're just telling you right now that there was an argument, even a fight, and then the people started shooting at each other. That's not a mass shooting. It doesn't matter how many people are in the area. That's not a mass shooting. That's two people arguing and it's spilling all over into the public because they're in a populated area. This is disgusting.
No arrests.
All right, Gabe Gutierrez, thank you very much.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Find your favorite recipes, celebrity interviews, uplifting stories, shop our favorite
Look at
deals,
this fucking
and so
guy.
much more with the Today app.
Another
Download
hairless
it
cat.
now.
Man, these people make me want to puke. All right. Watch my Bright Moments video for a bright moment. Talked about Wesley Willis. But today I just felt annoyed because of constantly seeing people talking about this using the same talking points that they see on TV as if they have no minds to think for themselves. And I had to say something. So this is what I have to say, and I'm going to finally answer my text messages as people continue to harass me.